Hello, and welcome to It's All About You, the best show about you on the internet. I am B. Dave Walters, life strategist and spiritual coach. This is episode 13, Letting Go. And like always, I want to start off with a quote. Attachment is the root of all suffering. It's by Buddha. Attachment is the root of all suffering. That's by Buddha, okay? Now, we've talked in the past about this. It's that what happens to you is not what's important in life, because what happens to you is just what happens. What's important is what you make what happens to you mean. It's what you choose to interpret it as. And the reason why I shot this video today is I've been talking about this type of thing with a lot of people lately, but twice today I found myself having to say to someone who mentioned that someone had died too young. I was like, well, nobody dies too young. You always die right on time. I mean, honestly, when your time is up, your time is up. We all come into this world with a mission and a certain amount of time allotted to us. And when it's up, it's up. And when your time finds you, it can find you in any number of ways. You might die quietly in your sleep. You might get hit by a bolt of lightning. You might, who knows what might happen. And I don't mean to be too negative here, but actually I mean quite the opposite. I mean, specifically on the subject of death. Remember when I said before, the only thing that we're all 100% even in is time? The fact that time is the only thing that every man, woman, and child on earth has absolutely the exact same amount of, 24 hours in a day. Well, that's not completely true. We all are going to eventually are going to pass on, right? Hopefully when I pass on, I'll get to go up in a whirlwind straight to heaven or something cool like that, but you never know. And I personally don't think that death is a bad thing for just one reason. If death was a bad thing, God wouldn't let it happen to all of us. That's the same reason I don't think life is a bad thing. If coming to earth was bad, God wouldn't send us here. So it must not be so bad, right? So I'm not afraid of it. So let me just talk a little bit about grief here, by the way. I don't mean this whole thing to be about grief, so bear with me. If you've never lost anyone, maybe you can help someone who has. If you're having trouble letting go of someone who's passed on, who's gone on to the next life, instead of being sad about that person being gone, recognize a couple of things. First of all, if they were still here, they wouldn't want you to be sad. They wouldn't want you to stop your life and be depressed because of them. In fact, I mean, if they loved you as much as you clearly love them, they would want quite the opposite. And I think it would make them very sad to know that you're holding on to this like this. So release it. Let it go. So, celebrate their life. Celebrate the times you had together. Celebrate what you loved about them, and then release it. Let them go. And second, I genuinely believe they've gone on to a better place. And I can tell you why. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It can only change forms. Everything that we are will always exist. It always has existed. It's just going to exist in another form. And so, when you look at it like that, if you choose to believe that you're going to go to heaven and literally be with God, that's fine. If you believe you're going to go to nirvana and have this state of pure consciousness, that's fine. Whatever you choose to believe is going to happen to you after death, I think chances are high that it's going to be something good. Again, or why would God let it happen to all of us? And even if you might be one of my atheist brothers and sisters, same thing, conservation of energy will still exist. Who knows? So don't worry about it, okay? So, let them go. You had your time together, okay? Breathe it out. And personally, I believe they're always still with you, that they know, they can see you, they can hear you, and they're happy, and they want you to be happy, okay? I can't prove it. I'm not a medium. I can't see or talk to dead people. But what I feel in my heart is that they're in a good place, and they want us to be happy and in a good place here on earth, okay? Now, this also applies to relationships. We just talked last time about friendships that go toxic. I've been talking to a lot of people that are stuck in romantic relationships, or should I call them romantic relationships, that have gone bad. There's no love left. Let me tell you something. If your significant other hits you, or cheats on you, or is mean to you and calls you names, they don't love you. They don't. Or, due to their own history and their own baggage, their idea of what love is has become so scrambled that they don't know how to be open and authentic and genuine with you. But it may be that it's time to let go of that, release that attachment, and move on to something better. To move on to something better for you and to move on to something better for them. Now, if you choose that you want to work on this relationship, and by the way, I wrote an article on theexaminer.com called Letting Go or After the Love Is Gone that can help you decide if a relationship is finished or not. And it's got the universal test to know if your relationship is over or not. And I think I explained it on the episode on love also, so I'm not going to go back to that. You can watch the love episode if you want to find out. But if your time is up, release that attachment. This is what I'm talking about. You hold on so tightly quite often because of the fact that something used to work. It's like if I take, I don't know, a piece of paper, right, and set it on fire, and then you cling to the ashes because you used to be able to read what was on the paper. That doesn't mean anything. You wouldn't do that, right? But we do it with relationships all the time. I mean, if you want to try and work something out, that's fine, in as much as that other person is willing to work with you, okay? Because both of you are going to have to let go of some things. I told you this before. I'm sure if I talk to your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, your ex, they're going to tell me some things that you said and you did that you might have left out when we were talking, okay? So chances are high you've also contributed to the toxicity of this situation. Who knows? Maybe you're the mean one. Maybe you're the one that's calling this other person names. Maybe you're the one that's being abusive. In which case, stop. Just stop. That's all you got to do. When you feel yourself become triggered, when you feel that anger coming up, when you feel your neck start to turn red, just take a step back. Just step out of it. Remember, I told you, just because a thought appears in your mind doesn't mean you have to listen to it. When that anger wells up, just remember, all anger is an opportunity to take action. It doesn't have to be negative action. You don't have to get mad and put your fist through a wall. And I'll give you a hint. If you get so mad that you just have to hit something, and I'm a martial artist, I love hitting stuff. Go and hit your bed instead. It's great. Just pile up some pillows and just wail on it like King Kong. You'll feel better afterwards. And you haven't broken anything, and you haven't hurt anybody, so everybody wins. Now I'm going to go ahead and split this here for my brothers and sisters on YouTube, but for everybody else, we're going to come back in a second, okay? All right, bye-bye. Hey everybody, B. Dave Walters. In honor of all the holidays that are taking place in February, like Valentine's Day, Martin Luther King Day, Abe Lincoln's birthday, George Washington's birthday, Black History Month, my birthday, which is on February 18th, I'm holding a special holiday sale on my website, peacelovemoney.com. For this month only, everything I have listed is going to be half price. So you can get the electronic copy of my book, 49 Lost Secrets of Peace, Love, and Money. You can get it for $5 instead of the usual $10. My programs, How to Create Your Life in Your Own Image, which is a PDF and a podcast that explains how to know what you want, how to think and arrange your life in a way to make it happen, how to meditate and connect with God and the universe to get all the help that you need. My program, Money, 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 The Spiritual Path to Wealth, which is also a PDF and a podcast. Explain who you have to become to attract more money into your life, why it's important to have more money in your life, and most importantly, a summary and interpretation of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles, which is the foundational book behind The Secret. This was the book that inspired Rhonda Byrne to do The Secret. So, that's also a PDF and a podcast. And my coaching service, my daily inspirations and help and working with me, all of that's half price. So instead of $25 and $50 a month like it usually is, it's going to be $12.50 a month and $25 a month for as long as we're working together and you're one of my clients. As always, thank you for your support. You know I'm working to try and do this full time. Imagine what I could accomplish if I didn't have anything else to do all day but write articles and produce videos and try and change the world and make it a better place. So thank you in advance. I appreciate it. God bless you. PeaceLoveMoney.com. Come check it out.